A carp nearly 3.3 feet long leaped straight out of the water and hit a boater in the face. And it wasn't alone. A school of hundreds of them launched themselves like hail, causing chaos across the rivers of the Midwest. This is the Asian carp, America's most hated invasive species. From a surprise attack in the wild, this fish has become a real obsession for people living along the river. Then the unexpected happened. A new industry was born from the cursed fish itself. As of 2024, it is estimated to be worth over $10 billion and continues to grow rapidly. How did something once considered water trash become gold? Who saw opportunity where the rest of society saw only threats? The story behind this turnaround is more thrilling than any documentary. Godiscover, America's most unwanted fish, just became a $10 million industry. Asian carp, bighead, silver, black carp are non-native species, introduced to the U.S. in the 1970s to clean water at catfish farms. However, after floods, they overflowed into rivers and caused ecological disasters. With no natural predators, they reproduce extremely quickly. Each female lays over 1 million eggs per year. The young grow quickly and eat all the plankton, depriving native fish like walleye and bass of food. In the Illinois River, they account for over 70% of the fish biomass. In particular, silver carp can also jump out of the water when hearing a loud noise at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour and a weight of 22 to 33 pounds, enough to injure humans. Millions of dollars have been spent on electric fences, hundreds of eradication campaigns have been launched, but they still thrive. When all efforts failed, a bold idea emerged. Instead of destroying them, why not sell them? At first, Kentucky fishermen tried hauling the fish up, iced them, and taking them to slaughterhouses. But no one wanted to buy them. Americans don't eat them. Everything changed when a Chinese food company offered to buy a whole container of frozen carp, as long as it was clean, cheap, and of the same size. New markets opened up, not for the U.S., but for Asia, where carp was already familiar. From being hated, Asian carp became a valuable commodity, and people started investing in freezers instead of burning them. A new industry has emerged on the Illinois River: invasive fish hunting. Large fishing boats ranging from 49 to 82 feet long, now equipped with modern sonar systems, are no longer targeting catfish, but Asian carp, an invasive species that threatens the native ecosystem. The fishing tactic is simple but extremely effective. The net is set deep in the current, with the mouth about 98.4 feet wide. The sound device attached to the stern of the boat causes the fish to panic and flock into the gathering area. In just a few hours, a net can yield 3 to 5 tons of fish, all without bait or rods. All you need is an understanding of the river and the fish's habits. In Kentucky, the commercial catch of Asian carp has surpassed 6,000 tons per year, which translates to nearly 15 million pounds of fish entering the supply chain. It is worth mentioning that this profession is not only for big businesses, but also opens up opportunities for local fishermen who once left the profession because of depleted native fish to return to the river after a decade. In some states, governments even subsidize, support equipment, and purchase fish at fixed prices to encourage control of this invasive species. Fish that were once thrown away and no one wanted to look at are now weighed, packed in cold boxes, and transported like any other commercial seafood. And that is just the beginning of a new value chain that is gradually taking shape. Once considered a dangerous invasive species, Asian carp, especially varieties like bighead and silver carp, are now undergoing a dramatic makeover in the United States. Instead of being hunted for destruction, they are gradually becoming a new economic resource through large-scale commercial farming models. In states such as Arkansas, Missouri, and Kentucky, many farms have adopted the semi-natural pond model with large areas of 3 to 5 hectares each. The modernly designed farming system integrates a circulating water cycle and biological barriers, helping to control the living environment and especially prevent the risk of fish escaping into the wild, which has raised concerns about the risk of spreading this invasive species. A notable point of the model is the low cost of raising fish. Fish are fed mainly with agricultural byproducts such as soybean meal, corn bran, or fermented rice husks, both saving costs and ensuring fast growth of fish. On average, after 6 to 8 months of farming, each fish reaches a weight of 4.4 to 6.6 pounds, meeting export standards. The main consumer market today is China, where Asian carp is still considered a popular food and has high nutritional value. Exporting under trade standards also forces U.S. farms to closely control size, meat quality, and food safety, thereby enhancing the image of the local seafood industry. However, many experts still express concerns about the risk of biological invasion, especially when farm management is not guaranteed. However, farm owners affirm that the entire production process is strictly followed, from pond management, seed source inspection, to harvesting and post-harvest processing. To date, Kentucky has licensed more than 50 Asian carp farms, a significant number that demonstrates the shift from eradication efforts to the rational use of invasive species, turning a threat into a real economic opportunity. After being caught from the wild or harvested from ponds, Asian carp are shipped to USDA-certified seafood processing plants located primarily in Kentucky and Illinois, USA. Here, the processing begins with cleaning, bloodletting, scaling, head removal, and filleting. On average, a 6.6-pound fish will yield about 2.65 pounds of pure meat after processing. Depending on market requirements, fish can be processed in many ways. Filleted and IQF frozen to preserve the cell structure, ground into fish cakes or sausages, or collagen and oil extracted from the head, bones, and organs. No part is wasted. In the packaging area, products are vacuum sealed, labeled with QR codes for traceability, and then stored in cold storage at -25°C before being shipped to international markets. Specifically, China consumes whole fish or steamed fish heads. Vietnam and Thailand use fish cakes and fish balls. Nigeria and Ghana favor seasoned dried fish. And Europe is testing the application of Asian carp in pet food and collagen products. Each 20-ton container can bring in an export value of between $180,000 and $220,000, with an estimated net profit of 25 to 30%, depending on the size of the factory. It is remarkable that despite strict inspection, even exceeding domestic beef standards, Americans still hardly consume this fish, while the rest of the world is turning it into a sought-after commodity. Once considered biological waste, Asian carp has now become a link in the global value chain, from the rivers and lakes of the United States to the dining tables of millions of people on the other side of the world. The commercialization of Asian carp is not only profitable, it is also helping restore ecosystems. In hotspots like the Illinois and Kentucky rivers, invasive carp populations have dropped by 30% in 5 years, allowing native species like walleye and bass to gradually return. Asian carp's share of the fish biomass has also dropped from 70% to 45%, thanks to large-scale fishing campaigns. The Harvest to Protect program funded by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is making invasive species harvesting a sustainable industry. In Kentucky, the industry has created more than 300 jobs and provided a steady source of income for riverside towns. Many states use fish export proceeds to restore freshwater environments, such as planting watergrass, reintroducing native fish, and cleaning up riverbanks. From a pest, Asian carp has now become a source of income to help restore nature and balance the ecosystem. If you believe stories like this need to be told, journeys from rock bottom to crest, from outcast to new life, subscribe to our channel to join us on our next journey.